Peace, what's good, fam? It's your brother God Science. I'm up in here once again. Shout out, special salute to the few that do watch the video, subscribe. I really appreciate y'all. I hope y'all good. I hope your family's good. You know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate the ones that watch the videos. Enough love, respect. I'm good. My family's good, so I'm grateful for that. We all should be grateful if we're in a good place. All right. I just wanted to do a quick video on a bill from a live stream I saw with Brother Polight and Brother Eric Muhammad, Minister Eric Muhammad of Muhammad Temple number 15 that I watched. Shout out to both, Brother Eric Muhammad. I know I'm not going to shout out Polight because I know he don't like me because I know he doesn't see one of my videos. But anyway, I watched it without bias, not thinking about all the bad business shit that I've heard and everything. We was just talking about information, right? So I know it's an old video. I like to watch things twice. Sometimes you see things and hear things you didn't see the first time. I know on the YouTube streets, being the first is the shit. You just got to be the first. But if you sit back and you watch, Elijah Muhammad said, hey, before you even say something, you should think 3 times or twice. I heard that somewhere. I heard it somewhere. Anyway, my point is, all right, who won? Me, personally, I'll say both. And here's why. Polight won because he's right. Certain things that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught that's are in some of his books cannot be proven. It just can't be proven because it's knowledge. I get it on Brother Eric Muhammad's side that it's knowledge that nobody else had. And I do believe in knowledge like that. Challenge, like I said, if you watch the video with Brother Panic, he talked about how Honorable Elijah Muhammad was challenged. He channeled stuff. You know what I mean? Whether y'all believe in that and think that's spooky or whatever, I know some of the, the God bodies, the Nation of Gods and Earths, they say I'm real spooky. Some of them claim I'm not even that. I'm not claiming to be a 5%er, but that is my background, and that's where I came into consciousness, and I use those lessons to make me the best person I can be. I'm not perfect, all right? I'm not perfect. And I'm not going to act like one of these dudes out here that everything in the lessons I totally understand and totally agree with. I don't understand some of it, and I don't agree with some of it. And then I do feel if you just block yourself off and just deal with that alone and don't read other things, you're shortening yourself. A lot of people would disagree with me with that. That's cool. But I'll always have love and respect for the Nation of Gods and Earths. Ain't nobody going to take that away from me. The point is this. Polight was right that certain things that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught we can't prove. Like the moon being blown away by dynamite, high explosives. How can we prove this? We can't. Certain things. Yaqub. Now, when I first heard Yaqub, that was another fascinating, amazing teaching that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad brought, because it was something that you never fucking heard, but you always wondered that. Where did white people come from? And then you heard the story of Yaqub, which makes sense when you deal with genetic wise. But then you start, then there's a lot of questions in that. How do you prove that? But then they'll go to the Bible and say, well, Jacob in the Bible or something was Yaqub. But can you really, really prove it? No. So then I do say at the same time, Brother Eric Muhammad, he won too. Why is that? Because he's right. You got people who believe and people that don't believe. The people that believe in what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad brought are what they call believers. And then you're going to have some people that just don't believe. So he's right. So in a sense, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad doesn't really have to prove what the hell he's talking about. It's either you believe it or not. I tell you one fucking thing, though. That book, How to Eat to Live, I know a lot of Muslims And like the same shit that brother Eric Muhammad was saying on that video, he looks young as hell. You can't tell that brother is 50 or even 40. He looks young. And this is a lot of other Muslims. All right, you got brother Ali Muhammad. I haven't seen him in a while. I'm signing at this platform. He looks young, like a little fucking baby. And it's a lot of other Muslims I know that really follow that book. Now that book is very, very hard to follow. Now that's one of my weaknesses. One of my weaknesses has always been eating right. You know, being taught to eat the wrong foods from so young. When you grow old, it's a struggle. You know what I mean? It's a struggle to correct it. But that's just some part that I have to work at. But the people that do follow that book, ain't no way in hell you can tell me them people are not healthy, that look young as hell, and they probably don't even be in the hospital or even see them sick half the time. I know that shit when it comes to how to eat to live. I know that. The thing about it is getting people to follow it. Another thing that our brother Eric Muhammad was right on. And I always said this before he even said it. Let's just say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad bought his system, the Nation of Islam. If every black person in America followed what he bought, 100%. I'm not even gonna finish the sentence. You picture in your mind, what will we look like if every black person followed what he bought and taught? That's another thing. It's nowhere in hell you can tell me we will be in a better place where we are right now. Better place. You know, they say they give the devil 6,000 years, and then after that he'll be taken off the planet. Well, I guarantee you, if every black person followed those teachings, he will be off the fucking planet. So that's another thing. All right. And then then there's things that wasn't talked about. I know it was a short, I mean, you can't talk about everything. And, you know, like I said, I have personal questions about the Nation of Islam teachers because I studied them. All right. And certain things used to confuse me. And one of the main things were Master Fard Muhammad being God in person. Now, I think that is just what's your perspective of what God is. The all, the infinite. We know that we are part of the divine. We all have that spark. He said the black man is God. Now, when you hear the black man is God, the majority of the time people would think that's some racist shit. That shows their ignorance. They haven't studied what that sentence, the black man is God, means. Okay? Because I do believe all race come from the black woman. Black, you know what I'm saying? And that can be proven with fucking science. And there are white scientists that would agree with me on that. But it has nothing to do with racism. It doesn't mean that I'm better or anybody else is better, because what the fuck is being first doing for us right now? Still killing each other, still can't stand each other, but we're the first. And I think everybody knows that because we in this information age. But it still ain't saying, oh shit, we the first. Yo, we need to chill. We need to put the guns down and we need to get together. You don't see that bullshit. So it doesn't mean that we're better or anything. It just means that's what it is. It's like if I saw a fucking snake and I saw a lizard. Yo, that's a snake, that's a lizard. I'm not saying any one of them is better, but it is what it is. That's what it is. And we know that's what it is. So the Yaqub story, it does make sense. It does make sense. And then you have scientists that trace white people back to that, around that exact time. Another funny thing is about this 25,000 years that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad always talked about, which when I did a lot of studying, that number keeps popping up in different cultures of a change or something coming. So he was right and exact on that too. Ali Muhammad talked about the star that he talked about that was shown, and I did some research on it, and the fucking star is there. We don't. It's a lot of stuff we could go into. How America's gonna get. I mean, you can argue. You know, I could be a devil's advocate and argue. Well, we know this. Everybody know this shit was gonna get crazy. The way how we live and don't give a fuck about each other and just the way shit is. But there were some specific things that he talked about in the fall of America that's like on point. So there's a lot of things that's on point with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the tribe of Shabazz. How can we prove that? By DNA? I don't think we can. That's when I say Polight was right on that. We can't prove that we're from the tribe of Shabazz, can we? But we can take what you see. The thing is like this: if a person is right majority of the time, and then he comes to you and tells you something, you know, because of him being right so many times, you're gonna take his word for it. And that's sort of how I deal with Elijah Muhammad. You know, he's been right in so many things. I will take his word for it that Master Farad Muhammad was half black. That's a whole different video about Master Farad Muhammad. Because like I always say, it's funny. In the lessons it's told, you know, there's no mystery God. But to me, and this is just personally me, there's a lot of mystery around Master Farad Muhammad to me. I want to know, like, where the hell, you know, where did he really, what was he doing when he was here? I mean, you know, if he was God, you know, if he was God, you know, what was he doing? Now, I know they believe God is a man, and I do believe God is a man. We are gods because we have the divine in us. We are gods. We consciousness. Now, that might differ from other 5%ers. You know what I'm saying? Because I do believe this universe is alive and intelligent, and it came in this form, broke itself up. All right? So that's my personal belief. And if it's different from the nation of gods and earth, then it's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those person that say you can't read nothing else other than 120. You can't read anything else about. I have experiences. People experience certain things that you can't explain. You have to feel it or experience it for yourself to know it's real. So when it comes to the unseen, I don't get it. And let me say this and not take the video too long. Polight talking about being an atheist. You know, I don't care what nobody says. I believe our people always were spiritual. Not saying they believed in something in the sky flying around. You know, the way how the Bible portrays God if you don't have a good understanding of it. But I do believe they believed in a higher intelligence. That this shit here is not just by chance. There's something, a force, something behind it. The nothingness, the shit that you probably can't comprehend, understand it in your level of thinking, on your level of consciousness. But they always, you can see that on the walls of fucking Egypt, all over. So that, you know, of our people being atheists, I don't believe that. Never did, never will. All right? But who won the debate? Both of them. Because both of them was right. On one, you can't prove a lot of stuff with DNA that there was a tribe of Shabazz, and you know they were then in the jungle, and you know the one of the scientists that got angry wanted to change things, went and blew the moon away. We can't prove that. We're listening to knowledge that we never heard of. That's why they call it supreme wisdom, right? Now we have to take it for maybe this was really channeled. I mean, when a white person get channeled, I mean, we can talk about, I can't even remember the guy's name, but we know about the dude, the science fiction writer dude that was supposedly getting downloads from extraterrestrials. That's where the Matrix and all of these shit came from, and he was really on point with a lot of shit. So I believe things like that can happen. Where the hell else are we getting this fucking information from? The Akashic records, things like that, people may say is pseudo. But me, nah, I don't think so. I know so because the subconscious mind, we probably don't know half of what the fuck it can really do. You know what I mean? And that's all it means. You see, people get real spooked out when you start talking about shit like that. But they don't understand it's your fucking mind. It has nothing to do with fucking spookism. It just has to do with mathematics and shit that we just don't know about yet. We don't. So they both won. You know what I mean? You either believe it or you don't believe it. And that's it. So I don't really think that you can go any further with that debate, because it's like, where else you gonna go with it? But anyway, thank you guys for watching, man. I don't want to take too long. I did take it too long. What y'all think about the whole live stream with Brother Polight? And I'm not gonna bring up anything else about it. It's kind of hard sitting down watching this dude when you just watched young Pharaoh just basically destroy him, and with receipts, not just talking shit, with receipts. And it's like, we sitting here debating about ideology and nobody's bringing that up. Nobody's, well, like, you know what, yeah, we're gonna get into the Nation of Islam, but before we do, what the fuck is up with this shit with our people saying that you're stealing from them, allegedly stealing from them? I ain't seen nobody doing that, but just a few. Are y'all scared? Do y'all really care? Or are y'all all into all, or this shit is just all a fucking game? Y'all know the answer. Peace, y'all.